Are you sure Florida is the best place for you to retire? Before you pack up and head south, let me share a few things with you. Many retirees are making a huge mistake. Hurricanes, rising home prices, unbearable humidity are just the beginning. What if I told you there was a better option? A place with mild four seasons, lower taxes, a more relaxed lifestyle, and even better health care. We're going to talk about the 10 reasons why so many retirees are choosing Atlanta over Florida, and why you might want to think your retirement plans. If you're new here, I'm Teresa Fudge, local Georgia realtor. I help people just like you every day find the perfect place for their retirement. In my little video world, I share everything you need to know about relocation and market updates and the best places to live and why. So if you're thinking about making a move to this area, just reach out. I'm either a phone call or a text message away, and my number's right there on the screen. It's just a simple chat. We'll have a talk and find out if Georgia might be the best option for you. Now let's get down to our list. We're talking about the 10 reasons why so many retirees are choosing Atlanta over Florida. Let's just start with the obvious. No hurricanes and no evacuations. Sure, we've had some bad weather from storms, but in over 20 years, I have never, not once, because of a hurricane, had to pack up everything and my dogs and my husband and drive away because of bad weather. I can't imagine what it feels like to wake up to hurricane warnings and know that you've got to spend all that time boarding up your house and then driving away and just wondering what it's going to be like when you get back. It's caused so many problems. Home insurance in Florida is so expensive. It's going through the roof. In some, you have to have 3 policies. You have a standard homeowner's policy that covers the house that you exclude the wind from. Then you have to go buy a wind policy. And in a lot of cases, you have to have a flood insurance policy too. That is way too much insurance for me. And I can't even imagine the stress of dealing with that when I'm supposed to be retired and living my good life. Here in Atlanta, that is just not happening. Number 2 on our list is the lower cost of living and better tax breaks. So in Florida, as the home prices have risen, so have property taxes. I read all the time on social media about folks having to leave Florida. It's not even a choice because the prices have just gotten so high between property taxes and home insurance that they just can't afford it. Especially if you have budgeted and you're living on fixed income or you're living on your retirement savings, and the costs are just escalating exponentially each year. Count me out for that. Here in Georgia, retirees get some of the best tax breaks. Social Security income is not taxed. A lot of property taxes are decreased because of age. Your money is just going further here in Georgia. And our home prices are not near as expensive as what they are in Florida. Georgia's just really tax friendly for retirees. So while we're talking about weather, let's talk about 4 beautiful mild seasons here in Georgia. I know you've heard everybody say, oh my gosh, you're moving to Hotlanta. Well, I have spent my days in Florida. My husband is a Floridian. We have gone back and forth to the St. Pete area, and we used to do it only in the summertime. I thought I would die. I don't know how people do it full time. That humidity is unbearable. And if you want to do something outside, you got to provide your own shade. Here in Georgia, we have big, beautiful trees. In fact, Atlanta is known as the city in the forest. So back to our seasons. We get a really nice spring. Yes, you've heard of the pollen, but you can't have beautiful flowers and trees if you don't have pollen. And then our summers are pretty mild. Yeah, we get some humidity and we get some days that get into the 90s, but we're not having that oppressive, can't breathe type of heat and humidity that you get in Florida. And then when it comes to fall and then the sunshine is beautiful and the humidity drops and you can feel that nice breeze, and then that ushers in our really mild winter. And if you're coming from the north, there's no reason to bring that snow shovel because there will be no shoveling of the snow. We get lucky sometimes and get a nice snowfall and everybody gets a day off, but that's the worst. Most people just go to Waffle House and enjoy the day and the break. And because of the mild seasons, you have lower utility bills. You're not spending all that time heating a home in the winter because it's not that cold. And you're not going to break the bank with the high AC bills in the summer. a lot of people just keep their windows open, except when the pollen is coming. So let's talk about some of those other housing costs like high HOA fees. Florida has a lot of high-rise condos and even mid-rise condos, and I don't know if you've been paying attention, but those monthly fees have escalated quickly. I remember some condos that we had some experience with that were in the $300 range each month, and some of those condos are now bumping $1,200. Some of that is because of the milestone inspections that the state of Florida legislated after that condo building down in the Miami area. And they had to inspect all the condo buildings after a certain age and height and all of that to see if there were any structural issues. And if they found anything, those structural issues had to be funded by a certain time. So a lot of the condo communities were experiencing some really high special assessments and just having to increase their monthly fees permanently. Yes, we have HOAs here in Atlanta, but we don't have anything like $1,200 a month fees, $1,500 a month fees I've seen on some. We have, some of them are $500 a year, or maybe $1,000 a year if you're in a neighborhood with a lot of amenities. The Atlanta area has a lot of swim tennis communities where you'll have 2 to 3, even 4 tennis courts, a really nice pool with a clubhouse, some common green area, and these neighborhoods have 200 or 300 houses in there, so if you divide that up, it's not that big a cost. And for the amenities, it really makes sense. So another reason why a lot of people are choosing Atlanta over Florida for retirement are less tourists, less traffic. I know I said the T word, traffic, and Atlanta is known for bad traffic, but that's commuter traffic. We do not have all of the tourist attractions that a lot of the Florida cities do. We are definitely not Orlando with a Disney community. We don't get a big influx of snowbirds, and we don't have a huge surge in the spring of spring breakers. We just don't have those kinds of things. We don't have that season, if you will. And we just get people that come visit year round because you can do things outside or experience things year round because we've got mild weather. And so we just don't have those surges of tourism and more traffic and big influxes of population only for it to diminish again in a few months. Not to say that we don't have great things going on and that it's not worth visiting here. It's just not like what you see in a beach area or an amusement park area like Disney. Those areas in Florida get unbearable for the locals. You can't get into a restaurant. The roads are crowded with people going to and from the beaches. Any of the attractions there are just super crowded. So it's funny, I talk to locals in Florida all the time that say they haven't actually been to the beach in years. I can't imagine living that close to it and not feeling like you can go enjoy it. That would suck. So another reason that people are choosing the Atlanta area over Florida is our world-class healthcare. We have some of the best healthcare systems in the South, if not in the country. We've got Emory University Hospital, Piedmont Hospital, Northside Hospital, and so many more that there's so many things to choose from. No matter what part of the Atlanta area you live in, you have access to high quality healthcare that is modern and new and has all the services that anyone could need. The most you would need to travel would be across town. I would sure prefer that over some of the issues that I see other people dealing with in Florida. So here in the Atlanta area, we don't have to choose the beach or the mountains. We have close proximity to both. In fact, within a couple hours drive, you can be in the North Georgia mountains, which so many different options of communities to visit. And not only are you in the mountains, but there's beautiful lake towns in those mountains. So much to see and do there. Or you can be at one of Georgia's coasts in probably 4 hours. The Savannah area, Brunswick, we have some beautiful beaches right here in Georgia. And if you wanted to visit the North Florida beaches like Destin and Sandestin and all of those areas, they're only 5 or 6 hours away as well. So you can actually even visit the Tampa, St. Pete areas of Florida from Atlanta. My husband and I have done it for over 20 years. Atlanta is thriving when it comes to culture and entertainment and museums. So many different options to choose from. We've got the Fox Theater, Atlanta Symphony, and I can't say this for some reason, Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. I don't know why that was so hard. We've got the High Museum. We have local theaters all over the area where you can see different types of Broadway productions. Not to mention, we have some beautiful award-winning golf courses. And if you like, Atlanta is a great tennis town. So there's always something to do. And so many of the suburbs of Atlanta have created these live, work, play areas where they've got their own farmers markets, event centers. You can see live music. We have breweries and all kinds of stuff going on. So it really doesn't matter what part of Atlanta you live in. You've got access to all of that. And if you have travel on your retirement plan, you can get anywhere from the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport. It's the busiest in the world. We have so many direct flights. Travel's just easier. And you can probably, and no matter where you live in the Atlanta area, you're probably no more than an hour. No matter where you live in the Atlanta area, you're probably no more than an hour away from the airport. So many different options to get there. Me, I like to have my husband drop me off at the Chamblee MARTA station, and I ride the train. That way I'm not dealing with traffic. It is the easiest way to get to and from the airport for me. And I'm just going to tell you, our Southern hospitality and sense of community beats anything you're going to find in Florida. Florida has gotten to be so transient. There are people from all over the world there, and they're not there full time, so you don't have that sense of community. You might in some of the smaller beach towns that still have a high percentage of locals there, but it takes a lot to break into those little communities and get to know anybody. It's not like here in Atlanta. It's not like that here in Atlanta. I know so many people in so many different communities. You could say it's because I'm a realtor and so I see a lot of different communities, but we just have so much going on. I meet people at festivals and running events and farmers markets and all types of places because people are just friendly here. And if you're coming from an area where you're not used to that type of friendliness, it might take you a little bit to get accustomed to it. But when you do, you'll see how nice it can be, especially in your retirement years. You may not have a lot of family left, or you may not be choosing to live near your family. You may be choosing to live near friends, and it's easy to do here because you can get a bunch of people together and go do a bunch of stuff. You know, we've got teams and golf teams and swim teams and book clubs and all kinds of stuff. So there you have it. That's my 10 reasons why I think Atlanta is so much better for retirement than Florida. I mean, who wouldn't? It's so much easier to live here for me. I love the weather. I love the type of housing I can get here. I love all the things to do. I love the fact that I can be outside year round and not feel like I'm in distress. I love that there's so many events. I love that I don't have to choose between the beach or the mountains or the lake. I can have all three, and I can do it year round. So it's less expensive to live here. I am so comfortable with the fact that no matter what happens with my health, that I have world-class health care here. And if I want to travel, I can go get on an airplane, or I can get on Amtrak, or I can get in my car and go and be wherever I want to be. So if you think that Georgia might be a good place for you for your retirement years, let's have a conversation. My phone number is right there. It's in the description of the video. And just give me a call or shoot me a text, and we'll just talk about all the things that you want in your retirement years and the place you're choosing to live in your retirement. And I'll tell you everything I know. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.